Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to another episode of Manifesting Muslimah. I'm your host, Zara Pedersen, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about side quests, specifically when the side quests are taking over. They're taking the main stage. They are the main character. They want to be the main character, and you're allowing the side quests to be the main character instead of what is actually the main character, the one thing that you should be focusing on, the thing that you actually want. So what do I mean by this? I will use an example to begin with from myself to give you a little bit of an idea of what this can look like, because this is something I realized that I've been doing for quite a bit of time at this point, probably for a couple of months. Ooh, I don't know. Okay. I don't even want to think about how long at this point. I'm just going to snap myself out of it and we're back out of it again. Okay. So what has happened for me, in the last couple of weeks, I've taken some time off here and there from the podcast, from the membership meetings, from TikTok, because I needed to reevaluate. I've spoken to you guys about those things a few times, also that you guys need to do that, reevaluate. Where am I going? What's happening? Things like that. It's a good time to reassess. And I do that relatively often, specifically also because, and I don't know if my fellow ADHD girlies out there can recognize this, but because I have ADHD and I get distracted a lot, I know this about myself. And so I know that the side quests for me can kind of sneak in quite often, because I do have a bit of a shiny object syndrome where I get distracted by, oh my God, something new there. Oh, look, a sequin, and so I'll get distracted by things and not even recognize that I'm doing it until, as I said, a couple of weeks go by, a few weeks, a couple of months go by. And then I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? What am I doing? And that's what I realized in the last couple of weeks. And this is why I'm doing this episode, because I'm sure some of you also need that little call out. So for me, just to give you a quick little recap, Manifesting Muslimah, right? This is why you're here. I'm assuming, I'm hoping, because you want to learn about the law of attraction from an Islamic perspective, right? Me too, girl. Well, I don't want to learn about it, but I want to talk about it. This is what I'm here. This is why I set up Manifesting Muslimah to begin with. The thing about law of attraction from an Islamic perspective is because it taps into Islam in such a big way, of course, in such a profound way as Muslims, that it also, there's so many side quests within this topic of Islam. And there are so many topics that I could kind of tap into and delve a little bit into and have a little fun with and explore a little bit. And in a lot of ways, make a lot of excuses as to why this could be relevant topic for me to discuss, right? Or to tap into and read about and share and whatever. But the ultimate goal of Manifesting Muslimah is, of course, about law of attraction from an Islamic perspective. And the ultimate goal for me is to do something that I love and make money through a business that I am so passionate about, right? That is the object of manifesting, or the goal of Manifesting Muslimah. Now, the thing about the side quests, and this is where I want you to pay attention, because this is what we're going to get into for you as well today, is that the side quests can feel like you're busy doing the thing, that you're busy moving the needle towards your goal, but in reality, you're kind of slowing it down. Okay, so what does that look like? So for me, that means that I start talking about other subjects that, could be related. We're moving a little bit further away and a little bit further away from the actual topic, but of course we can always relate it back, because the whole consensus topic, or whatever it's called, the umbrella topic is Islam and spirituality in Islam, right? So of course it could, the topics can be wide and many, but it's, there's a hop, skip and a jump away from the actual topic at hand. So again, I can argue that it's relevant, but at the end of the day, does it actually move me closer to the goal? And the answer is no. And here's how I know that it isn't, because the goal is there has to be an income, for instance, right? I have to make money from this. I know that can sound really triggering for some of you, especially those of you who've never bought from me and you're like, I'm just here for the free stuff. Girl, don't worry. I'm not judging you. I do that with a lot of people as well, right? And you're like, you should be doing this because you love it. I know there's some of you out there who are doing that because I've received your messages. I'm not going to do this for free. Some things I do for free, some things I don't. But ultimately, I'm a person like everybody else. I need to make money. And alhamdulillah, Allah is always providing for me. And there's always been customers coming in and out of my business. But I would like for it to grow, right? And is it going to grow unless Is it going to grow if I'm not also selling what I'm selling? No, it's not. And so when I allow myself to go down these little side quests where I'm investigating topics that are slightly a little further away from the actual topic itself, you know what happens? I don't sell. I don't sell because those videos are not directly linked to anything that I'm actually doing or that I'm selling products in, or my time in coaching, membership, things like that. Now, of course, not everything that I do has to have the outcome of bringing in money. Of course not. But the more I allow the side quests to become the distraction and the main focus, the less I then will sell and the less profitable my business will be, which in turn, in time, will mean my business is not viable. Is simply not going to take off. It is simply not going to be a business at all because it's going to be a hobby. There is no money in it, right? So it can either slow down your goal, the achievement of your goal, or it can literally kill it. So let me bring this now from my perspective into your perspective, what it could look like for you. So what it can look like for you is that you think you're doing something towards your goal. And in reality, what's then happening is you've allowed a side quest to take over. And then that side quest is slowly killing your motivation towards that goal because you're thinking, I'm so busy doing these things and nothing is happening. But what you haven't realized is it's because you're placing your energy in something that looks like you're doing something beneficial, but actually isn't. It might be beneficial to other things, but not specifically to the thing that you're actually trying to achieve. I'm going to use a couple of examples. Number one, I'm going to use the example of money. I love the example of money because it's such an easy one and one that we can all relate to. You know the drill with that. So you want to make money. And one of the ways that you said, I want to make a little bit extra money. And so one of those ways can be, I want to sell some of my old stuff on eBay, Depop, Vinted, whatever your choice of market is. So you're looking around your house and you've got a ton of stuff around you. You've got several wardrobes full of clothes. You've got clothes in storage. You've got things. You've got books. You've got all sorts of stuff everywhere. And so you start with good intention to say, okay, in order for me to find the stuff, I need to go through my wardrobe. So you go through your wardrobe, and as you're going through your wardrobe, you say, let me declutter, let me reorganize the wardrobe so I can make more sense of it. And as you're reorganizing, you're finding things that need to go other places and da-da-da-da-da-da. And so you start cleaning up other places. And again, there's nothing wrong with this, but remember, the ultimate goal here is not a clean home. It's more money, right? By selling stuff. And so that could have been a side quest, and that side quest could lead into further side quests of saying, I'm going to record myself as I'm doing this and upload it on TikTok because maybe that'll make me money also, which again, yeah, it could. But it requires a bit of work. You've got to, do the TikToks. You've got to be consistent. You've got to have an audience. You've got to this, that, and the other. So you start getting distracted now by TikTok and uploading videos and doing trends and recording voiceovers and finding the will to, clean up a space or reorganize a space or whatever, making a satisfactory video that people would want to watch. So you see how we start off with a good intention, and then the good intention leads into an action that is still a good action that, yeah, if you're focusing on the action itself and remembering the goal, yeah, it can still get you there. But because we can kind of go in a little bit mindlessly and we're allowing, again, the shiny object syndrome to come in and the side quest to come in, we can allow it to become something that it wasn't really ever meant to be. Do you see what I mean? It's the same thing that I've seen happening and I'm speaking as a personal trainer, a former personal trainer here. So I've seen this happen a lot. Another example, women who want to lose weight or get strong in the gym, which is fine. It's great. Absolutely. Do what you want to do with your body, right? But then they start going to the gym and then they fall in love with a specific exercise or something, or they have a friend who likes running 5Ks, running 10Ks. Or doing some type of competition or charity run or whatever. And all of a sudden it becomes, I need to train for this thing. And so again, it's not because it's that far away from the goal. It's again, a little bit of a hop skip, but the goal is still not to run a 5K necessarily. It's to lose weight or to gain strength. but it still feels close enough similar for you to say, I can still do this, but it still takes away from the original goal, right? And it's not to say that running a 5K can't assist in your weight loss, if that is your goal. It is to say that if you're more focused on how long you're running for, and refueling properly for longer runs and stuff, then you could be, again, slowing down the achievement of the actual goal. Okay, I'm going to use another example again, a very popular one for a lot of you, wanting to get married, wanting to meet a partner, right? Okay, so there's so many side quests. So I'm trying to think of like a good side quest to sort of give as an example, one that a lot of you can relate to, inshallah. I need to become desirable. Like, I need to become a person that a man would find interesting to marry, right? So, or that could be like the thought frame. Like, I want to get married, so I need to become wifey material. So you might have some preconceived ideas of what it means to be wifey material, right? So you might say, I'm going to go out and look for a man, right? That's what I need to do. I need to find the men. So I'm going to download the apps. I'm going to tell my friends. I'm going to do all of these things. But what I'm not going to do is focus on me and what I bring to the table. Ugh, I hate that term. And I know that a lot of people, I know that a lot of people also hate that term because it's like, what is this? Like a business deal or whatever. But the point is still the same. What you bring and what you contribute with, right? So you're focusing so much on where you're going to meet the person instead of focusing on who you are, what you can bring to a marriage. And so there's nothing wrong with also focusing on where am I going to meet the person. But the thing that's going to move the needle the most is working on yourself, because you're the one who has to attract the person, right? And how does that attraction come in? That magnetism from you come in when you know your worth, when you know your value, when you enjoy yourself, when you want to be with you, other people will want to be with you as well. If you are like, I'm not going to focus so much on the fact that I'm dealing with a ton of traumas and I'm, excuse my French here, an asshole of a person. What I'm going to focus on is just meeting the person first, or finding the person first. And when I found the person, then I can deal with these things. No, that's a side quest. You're just, it's busy work. You're keeping yourself busy to avoid doing the other thing potentially. And maybe you're doing it on purpose, maybe you're not, but it's still a side quest, right? The man will come when he needs to come, but you need to first work on yourself. That should be where your focus is, right? I don't know if that was as good as of an example, but that was just like the one thing that came to my mind because I see that up time and time again. Another one could also be like focusing too much on the wrong thing about the man. Again, making that a side quest. I see so many of you focusing, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it. And I know some of you are going to feel maybe a little offended or like a little bit like, oh, Zara, how dare you even say that? But too much on what the guy looks like. And listen, I get it. Physical attraction is definitely a big factor in a marriage. Like you really don't want to vomit a little bit inside of your mouth every time you have to kiss this person, right? But getting too distracted on something like his height, I see too many of you do this where it's like, yeah, it's nice to have a tall man, maybe, if that's what you're after, but don't let that side quest of sort of like he has to be the right height stop you from actually potentially meeting and connecting with the right man, even if he's only like 2 inches taller than you. And yes, that is still a side quest because it's taking away the focus from the actual goal, which is to meet a person, right? To connect with someone. So a lot of things can be a side quest. And again, they can disguise themselves as in I'm doing the actual work. Like I'm on the apps, I'm looking at the heights. I'm looking at how tall they are, and they're all not the right height. And the ones that are the right height are not swiping on me or whatever. Like, so it can become a side quest of its own. Even the silly things. I know it sounds ridiculous, but some of you know that you're falling into this trap. Even if your ego feels a little bit offended that I'm calling you out on it right now. But the point is still the same, that the side quest can feel like you're doing a lot and yet the needle is not moving. And this is what we keep coming back to, is we will lose eventually when we let side quests take over. is that we will lose the motivation and drive for the actual goal itself, because nothing is happening, or at least it'll feel like nothing is happening, even if it's just like some things are happening, but it's so small and so minuscule, the steps that we're taking, that it feels very stagnant and nothing is happening. And this is how people lose motivation so quickly, because I've been doing this for so long and I still haven't reached my goal. And the truth of the matter is that if you're one of those people where you're like, I've been trying to do this for so long and nothing has happened, you've probably gotten stuck in the side quests. And you have been in a position where you have allowed the side quests to take over and convinced your brain that these things are still the things that are going to move the needle. These things are still the things that are going to get you to your goal. And in reality, they're still the side quests. And you need to call yourself out on that. And if you don't know how to call yourself out on that, girl, I know how to call you out on that. So book yourself a one-on-one with me. Let me call you out on that. Join the membership. We are very good at calling each other out on that in the membership meetings as well. But sometimes we can become blind to it in our own worlds. Alhamdulillah, I feel like I'm pretty good at doing it, but I'm very aware of it. It also helps that this is kind of what I do for a living. So like I can call myself out on things because I help other people do it. So I need to kind of also do it for myself, right? It's not just about talking the talk. It's also about walking the walk, right? So I have to do these things for myself as well. But even I benefit greatly from the membership meetings where where some of the girls in there are like, Zara, you need to, step up your game. Like, I don't see you talking about this. I don't see you doing that. And it's like, oh gosh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because I will also be blind to it. So if you're stuck in a position right now and you're like, yeah, I'm definitely stuck in some type of side quest, and I don't know what the side quest is, but I definitely need somebody to call me out, my darling, come join the membership. If you're not into like a group coaching kind of setting, book a one-on-one with me and we can take care of it one-on-one there in private. Anyway, that is your little call out for today. Take stock, reassess, and if you need help, you know where to find me. And I will see you, inshallah, in Thursday's episode. But until then, my darling friend, please don't forget to live in love.